Jesus Christ be praised.
And
Thanks.
God be with you.
God be with you, Henry.
take care.
I could do with a bite to eat.
안 먹고 합시다.
I'm Carl. I'm supposed to enter as a novice.
We expected you sooner. Weren't you supposed to come here with your guardian? It's been so hectic lately, people will keep turning up out of the blue.
He gave me the papers and left me at the gate. You must be used to that, though. I'm not the first novice here, am I?
But that wasn't very considerate of him, was it? It's been so hectic here lately, novices arriving one after the other. The last one didn't even have a letter, and you'd think his backside was on fire, the way he kept looking over his shoulder.
You took him without the letter? You didn't find that suspicious?
My guess is he wanted to hide from someone. But he's a priest and knows how things work in the monastery. So there was nothing to prevent him from being accepted, at least temporarily. You're a different case, though. Are you able to read?
Naturally. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
So then, are you ready to enter the Order of Saint Benedict and renounce forever the temptations of this world?
I am.
Then you must rid yourself of all your worldly possessions. Sell them or give them to the poor and needy or donate them to the monastery. You may not enter this place burdened by worldly goods. Inside the gatehouse is a trunk in which you will find monk's robes. Put away all your possessions and dress yourself in the habit. Then you may rest a while I go and see the prior to arrange matters for your acceptance. Take care now.
아니 물건들을 다 팔라고 미쳤네. 옛날 수호원들이 진짜 노잼이겠다. 무슨 재미로 살냐.
Strange feeling being without all of that. I didn't realise how much I'd grown used to it.
Everything's prepared. It's time for you to take your vows.
Do I really have to wear this?
You'd better get used to it. You'll be wearing it for the rest of your life.
Brothers in Christ, we have gathered here today to welcome a new novice into our midst. Dear brother, forget your former life and embrace your new vocation in the community of the monks of St. Benedict.
Amen.
Opus Dei, obedientia, obprobria, the service of God, obedience, and endurance of all discomfort. These are the cornerstones and succor of our order, which on this day shall become your own. Suscipe me, Domine, secundum eloquium tuum et vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Suscipe me, Domine, secundum in loquium tuum vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Accept your new name, Brother Gregor, and wear it with honor. Welcome, brother.
이야, 씨. 저런 것도 해야 돼?
Welcome, brother. I am Antonius, a novice like you. I've been instructed to guide you around the monastery and tell you what you can expect and what your duties will be.
Thanks for helping me out during the ceremony. I had no idea what I was supposed to do.
You don't know Latin, do you? Don't worry. Work in the scriptorium will teach you fast enough. Why exactly are you here? Was it your choice? Or did someone force you to come?
It was my choice. For a common lad like me, it's the easiest way to get an education and do something worthwhile with my life.
It looks like we're both here for the same reason. I think we'll get along.
Would you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a novice and I'm here because I'd make a poor merchant. I like books and I want an education. Although I must say, so far the monastic life's been quite unexpected.
Let's go then.
Good. But before we do, here's a letter directly from the prior telling you all your regular duties from tomorrow onwards. Make sure to read it this evening, so you know how things work. Right, we can go now. Follow me closely. I'll explain everything as we go. Remember one word: discipline. It's your job to work and pray. You serve the Lord now, not your own bodily needs. Praise be to our Lord Jesus. This is the way to the dormitory, where we all sleep. You'll find a free bed there, which is now yours. Do you know the first thing the monastery taught me? To appreciate sleep. We rise before dawn every day. Takes a bit of getting used to.
진짜 재미없겠다.
This is the garden, a place for silent contemplation and meditation. Centuries ago, this monastery was founded by the most esteemed of brothers, Saint Procopius. His earthly remains can be found in a cave under the monastery, and his spirit wanders the corridors at night, punishing any misbehaving novices. So beware. Here are the frattery and scriptorium, together with the library. These are the places where we work.
Ora et labora. Pray and work.
As a novice, you must always listen to your superior brethren. And above us monks are the prior and the Circators, who punish every infraction. You'll know them by the canes they carry. Do what they say. This is the refectory, where we come together to eat. During meals, you must be silent.
What about the attack
Only
on
one brother
Narnia?
reads aloud
While
from
the
the
lords
rule
are
of
dealing
Saint
with
Benedict.
one lot of marauders
The
within
rule is the
previous
only
armies.
law we recognize, with the exception of those from God himself. If you break any of its precepts, expect a swift punishment. But I've already told you about the Circators.
개 똑같아 놨네. 아, 신기하다.
The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning. We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You too will learn how. And that's all. Today you are still free from duty, but tomorrow you begin work like the others. If you need anything, ask any of the brothers. We'll be glad to help you. And I recommend you get to know the other novices. You already know me. Then there is Siskin, Yodok, and Lucas.
Thanks for showing me around. There's a lot to learn here.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's not much to tell. I lived in Vlashim, and after my father died, I found out I wasn't much of a merchant. So I left the shop to my brother and decided to become a monk. It's peaceful here. There's food and lots of time to read.
So you chose to come here?
It may seem strange, but I'm one of the few novices that did. I might be the only one. The truth is, the idea of spending my life in a monastery was more appealing than being cooped up in a greasy old shop.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery. Who's in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon enough, someone else. As if it mattered. Our life will still be work and prayer.
I see. Are there any rifts between the brothers?
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a hornet's nest here. Strange you haven't noticed.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
Abbot Peter is old. When he dies, they'll have to select a new abbot from amongst the brethren. The candidates are John and Nevlas. And if you ask me for my opinion, Nevlas is definitely the right man. Unfortunately, no one cares about my opinion because novices get no say.
Tell me something about life here.
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know. We serve God, and that's the central truth of our lives.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Someone takes care of the library, someone else the garden. The abbot supervises everyone, and in his absence, the prior. But it's the Circators you should worry about. They're the brothers who'll make sure we observe the rule. They can be quite strict, so if you want to avoid getting punished, always act righteously and do your duties honestly.
Who's in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except
Are there already candidates to be the new abbot?
brothers John and Nevlas. But the others have been fighting like dogs because of them. We don't have to fight about anything, though.
This John, who is he?
A Circator, and really just an unpleasant old man. It's mostly the older brothers on his side, because they believe he'll protect the status quo and all the benefits that come with long service here.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He's what they call the provost. He'd like to bring back solemnity to the monastery through reform and by returning to pure faith. A lovely idea, but most of the monks are against it.
Why can't novices vote?
They say we don't have enough experience to decide about anything. Don't worry, we'll get our chance.
Why is who wins so important?
We're young and we'll spend the rest of our lives here. And the abbot decides everything about our lives. Didn't it ever occur to you how powerful he is?
Well, that's all. Thank you for your time, brother.
그냥 틀딱이랑 MZ의 싸움이네. 침대로 가라고? 벌써? 아, 갈 때 책 좀 몇 권 뿌려 가야겠다. 의학 관련 책이 있을 것 같은데. 의학 관련 책이 하나도 없네. 지금 몇 시야?
Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor, and I'm new here.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here in the monastery and that you won't get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
I'm interested in the other novices. Do you know anything about Antonius?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
Listen, there's something I ought to tell you.
이거 말하면 안 되는데.
There's a dangerous criminal hiding in the monastery, and I came here to look for him.
Ha! I knew it! He's a villain. Who are you, though? Oh, it's better not to ask, isn't it? It's always safer not to ask.
Never mind that. Who's a villain?
That's Siskin. I always thought he was an odd one, the way he carries on. But now it makes perfect sense. He's a criminal fleeing justice.
What are you talking about? You clearly know something I don't.
I'm telling you, keep your eye on him. He's no monk. That's what my gut tells me. And my gut's never wrong. What are you going to do to that fellow once you find him?
That's not your concern.
You should talk to the Circators or the Prior about it. Not act on your own.
시스킨 한번 얘기해보자. 바로 옆에
My
있는.
name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin. Are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment? Although it's not important. Welcome to Purgatory.
Did you say purgatory?
You'll see soon enough. Soon enough.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not to talk about my past.
Are you hiding something? Why are you so reluctant to tell me anything about yourself?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. And also because I really hate the question, aren't you the son of the famed Sir Smil Flashka of Pardubitz? I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, the lot fell on me. I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me, in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
But you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing. If it had come to that after my father's death, so be it. But to get rid of me while he's still alive...
They must have realized you robbed them.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in, just to piss them off. I can just see my brothers, my siblings, arguing with the abbot to give it back.
And you stashed away the remainder?
Indeed so.
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then I'll take the silver and run off somewhere, far, far away from here.
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to yourself. Especially the part about the coin.
And now they hurt again. Worse than last time. I tell you, something is gonna happen out there.
I'm still curious about this treasure trove of yours.
It's no big terrible secret. Really, it isn't. I just go and read during services. There's no time otherwise. I mean, at other times I don't get to read what I like. And I keep it under the slab so the others don't find it.
Actually, I don't care. God save. I'm still curious about... I'll leave you be. Don't worry, I won't follow you again.
Thank you. And please, Gregor, don't mention it to anyone.
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
How is it that you don't get any penance for missing morning prayers?
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too awake at that time of the morning.
I'd be interested to hear what you think about the other novices. Tell me about Antonius.
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with of course the exception of myself, it would be Antonius.
I'm interested in Yodok.
What could interest you about him? He's a no-good rat. He'll turn you in for the price of a turnip. I'd bet my life that if he wasn't here, he'd be a cumin scout, bowing and scraping for a few groschen.
That doesn't sound too flattering.
It wasn't meant to. No matter what you do here, watch out for him. He's got his eye on everyone, and he'll rat on you for even the slightest of infractions.
That's all. Thanks. I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
아, 저 새끼 지금 괜히 말한 거 같네.
That must have been Brother Circator. He can't sleep and prays long into...
What would you like?
I'd like to...
The things you say. My joint started aching just before they raised Skalitz, and now they hurt again.
분명히 안 보이는데?
You're wrong. Besides, God will be up.
I'm Gregor, a novice. I saw you at the ceremony.
I know. It was hard not to notice you.
And you are?
Lucas, also a novice. Don't get upset, but I don't want to talk to you. I'm happiest alone.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
Come on. Is there really nothing at all you can tell me?
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on work and prayer, not on who I once was. I never will be again. What has been isn't important for us. We cast the past aside when we walked through the monastery gates and took our oath. Never forget that.
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know much, but ask away.
What can you tell me about Siskin?
Not a lot. I don't know him. Actually, I don't know much about him at all, except that he's not a stickler for rules.
What can you tell me about Siskin? You really don't know anything about anyone? Well, thanks anyway.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more.
I've heard that you, that you enjoy the company of men. Is there any truth to it?
What? How do you know that?
I read it in the abbot's book.
What? The abbot's book is locked up in his chambers, and he'd never allow anyone to read it. Did you break in? But why? Just so you could dig something up on me?
I was looking for something else, but I just happened to come across your story.
No matter what you were looking for, you crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. But don't worry, I won't tell on you if you promise me the same. Yes, you can call me a sodomite, a sinner, a monster, the spawn of Satan. But tell me this, Gregor. Can I help the way I am? I tell you, it's a test of my faith. A test so daunting you can't even imagine it.
You're right. I found it interesting, but I'm not judging you. You are the way you are. You should be true to yourself.
I'm glad you aren't like the others. Thank you for not passing judgment. I swear to God, I've never lain with another man. I've never sinned. When my father wanted me to find a wife and start a family, I told him the truth, and he had me sent here. And in a way, I was glad. My guilt had been consuming me, and I knew in the monastery I'd find peace. The Lord sees my soul, and he knows it's pure.
Will you tell me something about you?
I mean, what I...
I'd like to ask you something about... Well, that's all.
지금 상황에서는 어렵다. 두 명이 두 명 좀 누군지 모르겠네.
Why are you waking me? Go away. Are you waking me? Go away.
날 따르거라.
Not now, brother.
I feel quite hungry.
아, 사진이야? 어우씨 길어. 아니 어디까지 하는 거야? 야 기도를 밥 안 먹어? 야 여기 있어야겠다. 밥 먹으러 가자 어린 양들아. 지금 밥 먹으러 간다. 아니 뭐야 좀 화난으로 가면 안 돼?
But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban. And for such conversation, not permitting a disciple to open his mouth. The rule of Saint Benedict: readings on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy of the soul.
아니 내 밥은
From Easter until the calends of October. When they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary until about the 4th
아니, 나는 왜 밥 안 줘?
hour until about the 6th. Let them apply themselves to reading. After
What do you do?
Is there anything I...
I'm glad you asked. There's one thing. A silly thing, but not long ago, a brother brought me a crumpled piece...
Ovid?
Not what, but who? Now I believe he'd...
Oh.
Absolutely. I imagine...
Good.
Thank you.
Can you tell me...
The art of...
Where should I look?
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you to do it.
Is it possible to learn something about the...
Only the abbot and...
And can I see them?
No. The abbot writes...
I'd like to...
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on humanity.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Murmurers, unless he amend and make satisfaction. The rule of Saint Benedict.
난 밥이 없어. 왜 난 밥 안 줘?
Praise be to Christ.
I'd be interested to hear what you... What can you tell me about Siskin?
That there's no man alive less suitable for the monastic life than him.
You don't know young Lord Capon.
I've heard things. Siskin must have been like him. Fighting, drinking, fornicating. But then he ended up in here.
Why is he in the monastery?
No one knows. Maybe he's hiding from something. Or maybe he's being punished.
Do you think he has a secret?
Don't we all? But unlike the others, he absolutely refuses to speak about his life before the monastery.
That's all I wanted to know about him. Thanks. What about Yodok?
Be on good terms with him. If you show even the slightest hint you don't like him, He'll make your life hell. He's a slimy little pedant who'll rat you out to the superiors. Once he finishes his novitiate, I imagine he'll want to climb his way up the ladder to at least Sir Cater. He's a man who enjoys ordering others around.
I'm interested in Lucas.
No one knows much about him. He doesn't talk to anyone. He works, eats, sleeps, then does it all again the next day. It's as if he wanted to get it all over with as soon as possible. By it, I mean his entire life.
That's all. Thanks.
It occurred to me you might be the man to ask. I'm looking for some lockpicks. Do you know anyone in the monastery who could help me?
Lockpicks? You surprise me, brother. And you, a nobleman's son. But you could ask Brother Salarius. They say he used to be a thief.
I need to make a confession.
I'm no priest, but tell me what you've done. It's probably nothing to worry about.
I'm here in the monastery looking for a thief. He had a hand in burning down the Neuhof stud.
You don't say. And who are you to take such an interest?
That's not important.
Why are you telling me this anyway? What do you want from me?
Perhaps you could help me find him?
The missing thief? If I knew anything, I'd tell you, but I suppose it must be one of the novices. I've only recently heard about the Neuhof incident. Nor the other brethren have been here much longer than that.
I know. Aside from me, there are only 4 novices, but still, I don't know which one he could be.
3? Please, leave me out of it. And you're right that it could be any one of them. No one knows anything about Lucas. Siskin might be a lot of things, but a monk isn't one of them. And Yodok is a slimy worm. It wouldn't surprise me if he was behind that massacre. Actually, the more I think about it, the less I like that Yodok. He's a treacherous rat who'd do anything to get in someone's good books. The thought of Yodok at Neuhof sends chills up my spine.
I don't think it was him. But please, don't tell a soul what we've been talking about.
Don't fret, my friend. Your secrets are locked inside my lips.
Will you tell me? I mean, wait.
I'm...
You see,
You're looking for...
I am an... I'm...
That...
I don't know.
It won't be...
Do you have any...
I don't know. Someone's been creeping around in the corridor at night. What am I saying, creeping?
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony.
That means you get to leave the monastery?
No, not at all.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job to ensure the monks live a humble life and that any surpluses go to the poor. But in reality, I spend all my time making sure my brother's gluttony and the construction of a new church don't...
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. They concoct 2 buck's blood potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby.
성류한초를 갈고 카프리아 늘레다는 몇 대씩도 있지 않는다. 오케이. 성류한초 민들레 커플이 성류한초를 기름을 넣고 기름을 넣고 성면초를 간다. 그리고 간 성면초를 넣고 컴프린도 넣고 오래시계를 한번 비워질 때 동안 끓인다. 식혀두고 민들레를 넣되 끓이지 않는다.
What would you like?
I finished my work.
Show me what you've... Spectacular, Gregor. You've found your talent. 아이 더럽게 넓네 진짜.
I'm Gregor and I'm new here.
I know. I saw you in the church during ceremony.
What does that mean?
I make sure everyone observes the rule.
And when it's not the way it
Then we're authorized to mete out punishment.
I'd like to ask you something about the... Are there ever any disagreement?
Unfortunately, yes.
Tell me so.
The old abbot is practically on his deathbed.
Tell me about...
John is the circator and the oldest brother here. It will be on...
I'd like to know...
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He doesn't have the most experience, although perhaps he's...
Why does it...
Because the future direction of the older brother...
I thought politics were...
You're right, but we know nothing besides the monastery.
Who's in charge of...
Abbot Peter is the admin...
And what happens when...
Then we...
Are there any...
Yes, there are. On one...
Praise be...
I'd like...
Brother, what are you doing here? Shouldn't...
I definitely was there.
Really? Fine then. This...
셀러 모시기.
What is it, brother?
I'm looking for something a little,
And what?
I'm looking for
Lock?
I'd like to practice opening locks.
Well, why not? So you heard I used to be a burglar, did you? I put it all behind me. I'll trade them for food. Get me a bite.
와, 라면 개 비싸네.
I'd like to discuss the...
Well? Aha, Gregor.
I'm looking...
What? Talk to me.
Brother, I've a favour to ask.
I see.
Well...
That won't be easy, I can tell you that straight off.
How could I get hold...
With great difficulty.
There's something else...
Brother, remember the vows you made.
혼자.
The forbidden books must be in that cabinet.
Contains forbidden books.
Brother, this isn't a place for you.
Get away from that cabinet. The books stood in there out for your eyes to see. Get away from my cabinet. The book stood in there out for your eyes to see.
원장실에 들어가야 되는데. 원장이 어디 있는 거야?
Talk to me.
I'd like to ask you something about them.
먹을 걸 구해야겠다. 그게 제일 큰 문제인 것 같아.
Peace be with you, brother.
Brother, you were somewhere you shouldn't have been.
Very well.
아. 아씨, 다 뺏겼어?
While I was locked up, someone was making quite a racket in...
What trouble?
I'd like to ask...
Ah.
블라스가 안 나네. 또 어디 있는 거야? 아, 이 사람 찾기 힘들어.
Talk to me. 어떻게 해야 되지?
Novices have no business here.
that? Where did you get it? Peace be with you, brother.
뭐야 진짜 아무것도 없잖아.
I'm a new brother, and
Welcome among. How do you like it?
I don't know.
You're too humble.
I'd like to... Who's it?
Abbot Peter.
And what happens...
Then we had
Tell me...
prayer.
Can you tell...
Sir, the fun.
Do you know...
And
I'm in...
it was
Heretic.
they wanted.
What are the...
Well, as a not.
What
can
I meant something...
But you know. And to.
Can you...
Where would you go? You have a.
Will you tell me...
Of course.
Anyone can become...
Precisely. I know.
If what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay...
Brother, you were somewhere you should...
For the
I've had enough.
You dare resist.
is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with an
You
ill
fa-
will and if you
아 이거 쫓겨나구나. 그럼 다시 쫓겨나면 안 되지. 쫓겨나면 안 되지. 우선 시킨 대로 해야겠다.
Oh, leave me be. I want to sleep.
certain times in manual labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred readings.
아, 내 자리 있었구나.
We think that the times of each may be prescribed as follows. From Easter until the calends of October. When they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary until about the 4th hour.
I'd like to know...
And from the 4th hour
What can you...
until about
Not
the
a
6th,
lot.
Let them apply themselves to
Do you know any...
I don't.
after the 6th hour.
You really...
having left
Don't
the table,
get
let
upset.
them rest on their beds in
I'd like to know some...
silence, or if
Tell me
anyone may
I'd
perhaps
like
want
to, but...
read, let him read
Are you
to
just...
himself
Why
in
should...
such
I'd have
a
thought
way
you
as
might...
not to
Don't get
disturb
upset.
anyone else. Let none ere be said rather early. At the 8th hour.
What is it, brother?
I'd like to... Are there ever any...
Unfortunately, yeah.
Tell me...
The old ab...
Tell... Why... Are there ever any... Tell... Tell me something... Are there... Tell... Can you tell...
And what...
What? What? Who would...
Definite.
Who's in...
Abbott, what then?
Are there... Who would you...
Listen.
Oh, yes. And what's... What trouble?
Delays, warmness, grumbling.
Aha, great.
I'm looking...
And...
I'm looking...
Lock? Well, so you heard I used to be a... I'll trade them for food. Get me a... What do you desire?
Brother...
I see.
Well...
That won't be easy, I could...
Could you...
Rob?
You wouldn't be...
Then what could you possibly pay me?
How much would you want?
A princely...
That much?
Precisely. But no gross...
Brother...
I see.
How could I get...
With great...
How could I...
With great difficulty.
혼자 없었는데.
Is there a...
The door out of the monastery is like any other. Only the lock's more complicated.
There's something else.
Brother, remember the vow...
You have...
What's that?
So you turn...
I said it without that...
No.
I'd like to... Who would you...
The old abbot isn't dead.
Who's in...
Abbot?
And what happens when...
Then...
Are there... I understand.
Let none ere be said rather early at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has been done.
아 잠시만요. 공략 좀 봐야겠다. 이건 조금 어렵네. 일을 좀 해야 돼.
I'm Greg. I'm... What? Tell me... What? Can you... With... You can...
In order to get the recipe for this, I, however, the cure...
Why?
Because it's not even seen.
Where can I...
In the library, there's a large cabinet. No one...
Is there...
There's a key...
Is there any...
There's a key to the cabinet in the prior's chambers. The librarian should have another one. Or you can...
Why can't...
Because I'm one of the highest...
You could just...
Do you...
I'm...
They say we'll soon have the...
Here's the book.
Amazing. This really is it. There'll be no investigation. It would be against his best in... Is there anything...
I'd be interested in...
That's a strange wish you have. They keep a record of every monk in the abbot's book, but you'll never get your hands on it.
Thanks.
No, thank you. About that book.
I'm interested. Why? What's wrong?
Many brothers.
Why do you?
Because I'd like to.
That's
peace.
Ah, this looks like the Saracen language. Ibn al-Hassan. That's who I'm looking for. Avicenna.
Ah.
I'm in. What? That's.
What is it, bro?
Is there any?
What would you like to do?
Not exactly.
John isn't my opponent, but there is.
Should I find out for you what's going on?
Let me make this clear.
Very good then.
Thank you, brother.
What do you want me?
I'd be interested to hear about any.
I'm here to.
I want you to. Once you finish them, you'll find.
천수고 2개.
Talk to me, bro.
I've. The forbidden books must be in that cabinet.
Forbidden books, written by the devil himself. Forget about them. Ah, Gregor.
What do you?
Is it possible to learn?
Only the abbot and
can I see them?
No. The abbot writes and keeps his records in his chamber.
I'm here to work.
Good. This is most likely the. Here's the original and.
뭐야 이게? 뭘 봐야 돼? 몰라, 씨, 무슨 소리야.
I can hard.
어떻게 해야 되지?
Praise be to...
I'd like... Who would...
What trouble?
Is there any...
I'm glad you asked. But not long ago, a brother brought...
Ovid?
Not what? Now... I imagine...
Good. Where's...
If I...
I'd like... Who's in charge?
Nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the holy service, perfect. Any delay in execution, but this very obedience will be acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, lukewarmness. And far from gaining a reward.
아, 이거 한번 좀 공약 좀 진짜 봐봐야겠다.
with you, brother.
타일이 딱 이 타일인데 구석진 거 찾아봐야 여긴 아니고.
Be well. These novices, I call those by the way. If they don't take this stand up, they're shirking their responsibilities.
기둥에 장식 있는 아 어디야. 아 뭐야 씨 날 그냥 나올 수 있네. 괜히 고생했네.
Someone's been creeping around in the garden.
수도 원장실 키가 필요하려나?
You're interested in what's inside? Forbidden book. Brother, this isn't a place for you.
책만 찾으면 되는데. 아 여기가 아닌가?
What have we here? That's it. The book with information about the novices.
요독이 죄스러운 것이기?
Interesting. But I still don't know which one of them is pious.
Get away from that cabinet. Ah, Gregor.
I'm Gregor.
I know.
What, you do know?
It is my pen.
요독이 죄스러워.
Yet again,
just as soon as we've drunk this one dry. He'll do it.
Brother, you were somewhere.
Very well.
Now, show me what you have on you.
잠깐만, 그럼 돈도 다 뺏긴 건가?
While I was locked up, someone was making quite a racket.
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
기도와일가 씨. 뭐가 있구만.
What are you doing here? You're playing truant from the monastery.
잠깐만, 진짜 돈 다 뺏겼네.
Ah, this looks like the Saracen language. Ibn al-Hassan. That's who I'm looking for. Avicenna.
시점부터.
The forbidden books must be in that cabin.
Brother, this isn't a place for you.
이렇게 락핀 필요.
Monks got no business out here. What happened to your vows?
Aren't you meant to be in the monastery, lad?
Novices have no
깜짝이야.
business here.
What have we here? That's it. The book with information about the novices. Interesting. But I still don't know which one of them is pious.
Ah.
Is that... Should... What...
I...
여기서 뭐 일어날 것 같은데.
You've seen us drinking here. So either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. You won't want to end up like Lucas now, would you?
I don't want to drink. I'll leave you to it.
Off you go then. You can come back and join us any time. But if you say a word about what you've seen here, you'll regret it.
Brother, you were somewhere you... Now...
새끼 깜빡이 보내네. 깜빡이 너무 치면서.
Brother, is this a tavern? Are we at a dog fight?
Very well, bro.
Now.
Salvedo.
What trouble?
I've discovered something about...
I see.
The Circators go into the cellar at night to drink wine.
I thought so. John always reeks of it. And he wants to be abbot. Hypocrite. Perhaps if you told the prior, that would clip John's wings.
That's all I know.
If you find out anything else, come to me. I'd be interested to hear it.
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book.
Who'd tear up a book like that? Brother Librarian might know.
I'm a new
Welcome. How'd you like it?
It's one...
I'm glad to hear.
Will you tell anyone?
I need to tell you.
Tell me, sir.
It's about some of the brothers.
Are you certain? I had my suspicion.
Would you like me?
That won't be necessary. I'll question them myself.
The Circators, Stibor and John.
The Circators? That can't be true.
If you go to the cellars at night...
I'll look into it. I most certainly won't tolerate drinking or dice games in the monastery. Thank you for letting me know, brother. It appears you're an honest and faithful Christian and a...
You're welcome, Brother
that reason, if anything has to be
Peace
asked
be with
of
you,
the
brother.
superior, it should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired by reverence. But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban. And for such conversation we do not permit a disciple to open his mouth. The rule of Saint Benedict.
Talk to me.
I found this piece of parchment.
It appears to be a paid.
Ovid? What is that?
Not what, but now if he'd
Good.
The Rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on humility. The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the holy service they have professed, and the fear of hell and the glory of life, and cannot suffer any delay in executing it. But this very obedience will be acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation.
What is it, brother?
Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection.
Is there an...
What would you like to do?
Not exactly.
John isn't one, but there is something you could help.
That doesn't...
Pity?
Not necessarily with his lips, but
I've discovered something. That's all I know.
If you find out anything...
yet his word will not be acceptable to God.
Talk to me.
I've read the abbot's book. It says in there that you're not as...
You broke into the abbot's quarter.
I wasn't interested in your opinion about what I did. What interests me is you and what the...
I'm not going to tell you anything.
Just try it, and I'll smack you...
No, don't hit...
Can you tell me something about you?
I would if there was anything noteworthy to say. But I'm just the...
Why did you join them?
Because it was better than living in poverty. As a young... You know what? I'm glad to be here.
I'm interested in... What can you tell...
Oh, he's always got a smile in the new friend. I'm surprised he has...
Sounds like you don't...
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Believe...
What can... I'm in... Do you have any grounds?
Quite a lot. And also none at all. The Circate.
Who would you...
Why do you care?
I'm just interested.
I like John better.
Will you tell me? I mean, where you're from? What sort of life?
I'm a novice.
Therefore, when anyone
Come on.
the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples with a twofold teaching.
In the night, I overheard that...
Oh no. So,
Lucas, what's going...
What do you think? Just like you, I saw the cicadas.
We should report them.
I agree.
I warned them if they didn't stop. I'd go and tell the prior.
You've picked the wrong people to make enemies of, Luke.
Is there something I...
Would you? I think all it might take is for you to go and sit down with them. Have a talk, set things straight.
I'm not afraid of them.
Brother, you have the courage. May the grace of...
I've reported the cicadas to the
That's unbelievable. Thank you for your courage, brother. Because now I know I can trust you. There's something I want to tell you. I wouldn't like to say something that isn't true. God forbid I should cause harm by my words, but this is something I'm sure.
What makes you say?
He claims he's a merchant's son from Vlashim, and that he joined the order voluntarily. The thing is, I spent a great deal of time...
Are you sure?
It's true, or Canute isn't my name. That would be my secular name, by the way, but that's not important. I know Vlashim, and I...
Thank you for telling me.
What is it, brother?
I've heard you're from Vlashim.
Yes, why do you ask? And more importantly, where did you hear it? Since I'm quite sure I've never told...
Because I've heard otherwise. You aren't from Vlashim.
And who told you that?
I've heard... I've read the abbot's book.
Why? Why?
That doesn't matter. What matters is the abbot doesn't believe your little fairy tale.
What's so implausible about it? I've always been more interested in books. So I left my brother the shop and came...
Good.
those of good understanding, let him
I've
correct with sober admonition the first.
Because I...
And who told you?
But bold, hard, proud, and disobedient characters, he should curb at the very beginning of their ill doing by stripes and other
I've heard... I've read the abbot's book.
Why?
Fool is not corrected with words.
That doesn't matter.
What's so?
You see, I'm...
But I told you.
That's funny. I think you're lying to me right now.
Do you think you're entitled to met out justice? Who gave you the right?
Anyone who receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples.
If you so much as open...
Then what? You think you can threaten me?
He should show them all that is good and holy. By his deeds and his word, by his... should always remember what he is and what he is.
Talk to me.
And should know that to whom more is committed. From
Who-
him
what?
more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one. Let him not hide the faults of offenders, but since he has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots as soon as
Brother? Brother?
I was fit.
Really? This? Brother? Brother Cyril mentioned that you didn't submit your parchments.
I had a...
This... Where were...
I definitely...
Save this...
prescribed as follows. From Easter until the calends of October. When they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary until about the 4th hour. And from the 4th hour until about the 6th, let them apply themselves to reading. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th.
You've got a strong constitution. Anyone else would have certainly died.
What happened?
Let me tell you a little Once upon a time, there was a young boy. He was lost and miserable. He had no future. But he wasn't truly bad, because when it came down to it, he ran away rather than keep doing foolish deeds. His former friends didn't take kindly to that, though, and wanted to punish him. The boy wasn't stupid, though, and he knew that the hound was coming. He poisoned some food. He didn't expect the beast to live, but it did. And all of a sudden, the boy was sorry for what he tried.
It was you that poisoned me.
Don't take it personally. You know, we're both pawns in someone else's game. They have plans for us, but we don't have to let them use us. I was a bandit, and I was at Nyhof. I've robbed and stolen. What I saw at Nyhof made me realize my life was worth shit. But I still had a chance to change for the better.
So the evildoer changes his ways and finds God.
Both of us can leave this place. You can go back to your people, and I can go somewhere where I can live out my life in peace.
What if I wanted a different...
You could kill another novice, I suppose. If news of the murder got out from the monastery, my former friends might believe I'm dead. Before we make a run for it, we'll make it look like someone's killed me. Loads of blood, a tattered scrap of my habit, and footprints leading towards the river. There we'll split up. You go for your bounty, and I'll get as far away from here as I can.
Good. Let's do it your way.
Good. I'm glad that despite our initial discord, we could reach an agreement. Here, take something to calm your stomach. Now we'll need the keys to the monastery.
What are you gonna...
I need to get ready for a long journey. Prepare supplies, get some normal clothing somehow.
And where am I supposed to get my hands on blood in a monastery?
You'll find a parchment in the kitchen with a list of ingredients on it. All the things they're ordering. Add blood for making soup to the list. And when it's delivered...
What do I need to...
How else will we get out?
Do you mean these keys?
What? I'm not going to ask you how you...
All right, that's everything I need to know.
Excellent. And Gregor, thank you.
Brother, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you...
You're right, brother.
Now, this is your third.
Very well.
Now, show me what you have on.
이럴 때가 아닌데 지금.
Salve Domine.
What do you want, brother? You shouldn't be here.
Novices have no business here. Idle words or words that move to laughter. These we condemn everywhere with a...
Novices
Go away.
have no business
Novices
here.
aren't allowed here.
This isn't a place for you.
This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ.
What do you desire?
The holy service they have professed, and the fear of hell.
I have everything we need for...
Excellent. Straight after Vespers, we'll meet in the dormitory.
What exactly is your plan?
We're going to prepare a little riddle they'll never solve. And why at mealtime? Take everything with you, and don't forget the key.
Good.
Acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation.
Brother, you were some way...
Very well. Zal.
저녁 예배가 언제야? 오후 예배가 4시였네.
Brother, where were you during...
You're right, bro.
This is your first... What are you...
You're right, bro. You're...
Very well, brother.
하, 4시였어, 4시. 저녁 예배가 4시였어.
Servus. 저녁 오후 예배. 일곱 시 반. Servus.
Jesus.
Praise be to God. For a moment there, I was worried you weren't coming. Give me that.
What would you like?
뭐야, 저거 왜 떨어뜨린 거?
And here's where you dragged my lifeless body. Thank you for helping me out. Now we must each go our own way.
Well, I can't just let you leave. You're a criminal.
What are you on about? Did you really help me escape just to betray me?
I'm truly sorry, but you were there at the Neuhoff massacre, and you're a valuable witness. I'm taking you to the bailiff.
Gregor, you can't be serious. I thought I won't be taken anywhere. I'd rather die than lose my freedom.
뚝배기 깨고 바로 잡아가네. 아, 힘들었다, 수도원 생활.
This is one of the men who raised Neuhoff. He should be able to tell you something useful. But I need to ask a favour. I need you to keep him out of sight so his accomplices don't know he's been caught.
Fine work. And I'll do as you say. I'll find a deep, dark hiding place where no one will hear me interrogate him. And while we're at it, I'll have your things brought here. Wait here a while.
안방문이 잠겨 있는데? 안방문이 잠겨 있다니까?
What the? Damn!
Put the weapon away. That's You've lost something. Something interesting.
Fuck off back to your mother's cunt. I'm done with you.
Hey. Look out!
What was that?
Ah! Are you? You've been making this definitely.
That much?
You don't pay? You'll get what for? Ah, shit!
Of that,
You should have. Enough. Well, if that. All right, you've.
아씨.
Good health, Duke.
I have some...
Show me. Good work.
I've been sent by Captain Bernard.
Ah, so it was you, Bernard. So Divish did
Is that because the...
I'll pay you your reward if you can bring me proof. You've...
All right.
Captain will have a fit if he sees the horses like this.
Welcome, Head. The Lord be...
How did you enjoy the race, my
I had no idea you were so talented. Your sweetheart must be the...
My lady...
Come and see me sometime, Henry. Goodbye.
Must be the wind. Hey, what are you doing here? Clear off quick or I'll throw you out.
God be with you, Henry.
What's that?
아, 얘 어디 갔어? 아씨, 지원 좀 받으려면 지원도 안 돼.
야! What is it this time?
We have a problem with what?
The stream? What?
Sir, they won't let me have a shit. Your locator here won't let people go for a shit.
God give me strength.
Master Locator, would you be so kind as to cast some light on the matter?
I never forbade anyone to defecate. It's not...
You did so.
All I asked was that people did their... After all, we don't want our water supply...
What do you suggest, man?
Let the people answer the call of nature and...
What? That far? What if I get the run?
What kind of
digestive disorders?
Ah, what a load of nonsense. They even do that in Prague, for what I've heard.
Is it true about
Admittedly, in many cases, yes. But often there's no other option. The wealthier citizens have a latrine in their courtyard. The common folk do empty their chamber pots on the streets.
See now.
But it's also said that if the Turks ever try to attack Prague, it's the stink that will hold them back, not the walls.
I've decided. Defecating will only be allowed at least 150 feet. Anyone caught infringing...
What? That's nearly as much as...
A strict decree, I admit. But it's for...
Well, at least we have permission to go and shit again. I'll go and tell the fellas we can go to...
You mean you haven't been... No, don't say it. I don't even want to...
That'll cure what ails you.
Jesus Christ.
Are you in need of a...
Up an hand?
I understand.
No, that's not what I meant. Beef and pork I can...
You want me to...
Heaven forbid I would ever...
I don't want to spoil...
No, but if you...
No.
May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel quite hungry.
Looks like the place they were talking about.
Morning, sunshine. Hope we didn't wake you.
Kurva. Did you have to sneak up on me like thieves?
We are thieves. Besides, we had to make sure you weren't followed. Or trying to lead us into a trap. But enough of this chit-chat. Let's get down to business. We heard there was some trouble at the monastery. Question is, was it the right sort? Did you do that job we agreed?
Do you think I'd be sitting here if I didn't do it?
How should I know? The world's full of idiots.
It's done.
You've got proof?
He had nothing on him. No coin, not a thing.
So you wrung his neck and found nothing on him? That's a disappointment, ain't it?
I had nothing either. All the novices have to hand everything over once they enter the monastery.
Right. So you don't even know if you wrung the right guy's neck. I'm wondering if you wrung anyone's neck at all.
Just go there and ask around. Everyone will tell you about the murder.
Or I'll walk straight into an ambush, more like. Forget it, boy. I have a much better idea. Kill the bastard!
What's him up? Come on! Show what you're on!
God be with you.
I've taken care.
Have you brought...
Here it is.
I'm delighted to hear it. I've received another report.
Very well.
Welcome, Henry. The Lord...
How did you enjoy the...
I had no idea you were so talented.
I...
Come and see me sometime, Henry. We really... God be with you.